Hi everyone, it's Justin from Main Man Bassing. Today I'm going to review a magnetic transducer mount from magneticfishfindermounts.com. It is a magnetic transducer mount that you can put on your kayak or your aluminum boat, and it's just a alternative to drilling holes in your boat. There will be a link where you can get this on Amazon below. I believe this is the 15 millimeter one. This is like the more powerful, the basic transducer mounts. Before we get into the review, I have to throw out a couple disclaimers. These magnets have the potential to be very dangerous. So you could possibly break fingers, especially little kids, so just be careful when you're handling these. And also, these, for most of us who are going to have these on aluminum boats with engines, this wire is going to hang over the back of your boat. And there are, I'm going to explain the modifications that you might need if you have an engine. But like with the standard screws and nuts that they give you, it actually the screw actually fell off. It was a butterfly screw, and this ended up in my prop. So you have the potential of the wire wrapping up around the prop. So you just need to be careful. The overall review of this is I think it's a good unit. I have some recommendations for modifications, but overall I think it's a good unit. It's a good alternative to drilling holes in your boat, and it's great for people with kayaks or people like me with smaller aluminum boats. The magnets you'll never have to worry about them. The magnets they're so strong. I mean, really. Sometimes you can't pry them apart. Sometimes you have to twist it and then break them off. The magnets don't come off. You don't have to worry about the magnets. The magnets are powerful enough. I run my boat. I have a 9.9 4-stroke outboard Mercury, and I usually, the fastest I've gotten it up to is 21 miles an hour. But with my decks in it and all my fishing gear and my battery, I get it up to 19 miles an hour. And I've never had an issue or concern with the magnets falling off. This just won't happen. I don't even, when I transport the boat, I just leave this where it is. I don't undo it. So the magnets aren't the problem. The issue are the screws that are supplied. So this is this is your mount, and this is the plastic extension, and it's pretty customizable. But the modification you need to make is, it comes with butterfly screws, butterfly nuts, and initially was a butterfly nut up here. Problem is that with the butterfly nut up here, you couldn't make it strong enough to keep it steady, or to hold still. This is pretty good right here. I'll explain what this is in a second. But the other thing is, with the butterfly screw that they provide, it came undone and it ended up in my prop. So probably the butterfly nuts I would assume that the reason behind the butterfly nuts are for customized to make this as customizable as possible for various different setups in boats and kayaks. However, if you have an engine, you'd want to get a one-way nut with the plastic lining inside, so it doesn't unscrew. And when I get I don't know the exact size of this. I'll link it up in the description box, and I'll even link some of these nuts up for you, so you don't have to search for them separately. So you need to make that. I would highly recommend making that modification for if you have an engine. If you don't have an engine and you're just running a kayak, you're probably fine with the butterfly nuts. Although I think the screw, like I said, you can't even, it just stays locked in place. And you could probably even get one for down here too. That way it just stays right where you want it. So that's the one big issue I have with this. But it wasn't. These were like $1, so it's not a huge it's not a big deal to get those, but I was kind of upset when this thing ended up in my prop. Luckily, the wire didn't end up in the prop. Could have been bad. And then the other issue I have with it is that this is plastic, these extensions, and they're not flush. They're not sound. They're warped. And so no matter how I place this on my boat, I cannot get my transducer to sit flush. So it usually sits a little like this, or like that. You know, it's not. It doesn't. I can't get it to sit. What I want is it to sit, 90 degrees. But it usually ends up like something like that. And it's not a huge deal. My readings are still fine. My transducer, the imaging's fine. It's just it's a little annoying. So I think some type of metal, even if you had to pay 10 or 15 bucks more, I'd be happy with that. You know, it does. I think one other con is that I'll link in an image here, or I'll put it in an image. It scrapes your boat. It scrapes your paint. When you mount it on, like you mount it onto the back of your boat, right? It's not always perfect. You have to like move it and shimmy it and play around with it to get it right. And then what happens is, because it's magnetic, it attracts all the dirt that has that's magnetic, and the dirt gets in there. And then you're like moving it all around, and it just scratches up your boat. I think like some type of like thin material like silk would be good just to put on the outside. So there's like the silk between your boat and the magnets, and I think that would help prevent scratching on your paint job. But make no mistake, if you don't remove it and clean it and get the dirt out every time, it will get scratched up. Despite all the the modification and the cons and the disclaimers, I still think it's a great alternative to drilling holes in your boat. If the manufacturers could just replace the extensions of metal so that they run true, it would be awesome. But I'm happy I have it, and it's great too because you can remove them if you want it. Like where I live, there's one, the Quabbin Reservoir, which I haven't fished yet, but it's the biggest lake in Massachusetts. You can't it's really difficult to bring your own boat on. But you can rent plenty of boats, and you can just bring this in a battery with you, and then you could have it on a rental boat, which is pretty cool. So it's a great thing to have, I think. And my boat, there's no way I'm drilling another hole in my boat. My boat's probably 60 years old, and it already leaks. There's no way I'm gonna put another hole in my boat. So it's a great alternative. I think it's reasonably priced. I think this is like $110. I think I bought it last year for like $110. I think it might be down to somewhere around $100. And in the box you get a couple different extensions for. I don't have the box with me, but you get a couple different extensions for different vessels, and it's pretty customizable, pretty cool. But again, just replace these butterfly nuts with one-way nuts, and bring a ratchet with you. And make sure you have a ratchet in your tackle gear that fits that, and it should not ever really be an issue. The magnets, you'll never have to worry. The magnets will not fall off at all. But you just need to be careful. They will scratch your boat or your kayak pretty bad. That's it. That's my review. There's a link down below where you can get them on Amazon. It's a great product, despite it not being flush and despite the subpar butterfly nuts. It's a great product. I think it's a great product. I think it's a pretty reasonable price too. And it's this will last for a while. This will last basically forever. I don't have any concerns about that. So anyways, that's the review. Hope you liked it. Hope it gave you a good perspective. Leave a message if you want to know more. If you want me to cover something else, I can always redo this video. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. Appreciate you watching. Hope to sell up. Hope to catch a real big bass soon. Thanks.